idea!
Have I let myself fall far enough yet? The pit was inevitable. It's me, obviously. I've been here before, much further, much deeper in. I remember the cockroaches scrambling over my feet as I tried to sleep, the Ouroboros headache of one hangover swallowing the next, a spiral down in steps of one wasted day following another and another and another. While what I normally love to do piled up inside some spiritual bowel, unchewed and undigested, words that dried out and crusted over into jagged crystals. Here I am, squeezing them out one by one. As soon as I realized how far I let myself fall, I wanted to get out. I know where it ends. I haven't forgotten how self-destruction can seem freeing when it's carried out of silence to the surface by the softest little whisper. That old evil ally with her ancient putrefacted lullaby. She must always be there, typically hidden and waiting inside, like a bright star burning behind the glare of a sunrise. Once it grows dark enough, then she can be seen, mouthing the words through a mocking red smile. Once all love is silenced, she can be heard cooing malevolently, with a lone, long finger extended and curling back, to invite you to a place of sweet painlessness. How tempting. All of this is my fault, of course. My weaknesses stacked up as they do, one ease upon the next. You know how it is. You've stayed in the same place but built up the pit around you, and only the option of escape remains, except that escape is a climb straight up. Any further down or in, and I wouldn't dare express any of this. Hiding even more, something else would be here in its place. Something distant or nothing at all. So far I've been trying to escape with a shovel. Pain pulls you down at night, dragging you somewhere as far away from sleep as possible. With nothing else pressing, it forces you to fall back on yourself in reflection. And when there is no cure at hand or understanding, that reflection can become a desperate attempt at distraction, which leads you to piecemeal self-destruction, one decision on the side of ease at a time, comforting yourself all the way down to death, or until all that is left is life's engrossments stacked up around you, while the same pain still gnaws away, the fangs already piercing the flesh of tomorrow, its tongue encircling, its lips fastening tightly, and all you seem to do is dive deeper into its throat, and the spiral twists further and further down, one sweat-soaked sleep swallowed at a time, and into the jaws of another bleary morning. I consumed pleasure to offset the pain, a stupid strategy. Of course the pleasure passed away, but the pain remained. Meaning fades imperceptibly, those fires cool. I'm around my own life, barely. I seem to need to learn this lesson again. Choose pain constructively, or it chooses you destructively, I think. Be engaged, or be just enough to soon not exist. I had planned once on slitting my wrists and bleeding out into my bathtub. I figured it would be nearly painless. I figured it would be my boss to eventually find me, breaking down the door to discover a stake of blue planted in red, enclosed in white, half eaten by my cat and our cockroaches. I expected him to scream, maybe cry, and those sounds to echo out only so far before they faded into useless memory. Back then, I was just some flesh, some carven, and there was no God presiding over any of it. All that I could count on was pain and fear. Those two elements had creeped into all my choices. All my dealings with the world were filtered through pain, through fear, and the results of those decisions crawled over me in the night while eating my soul during the day, leaving nothing but a human-shaped lattice of carbon surrounding a cavernous ego. The pit was me, obviously. But things changed. Things always change if you let them. To our delight and dismay, change is always active. We are coupled to it. That is why letting go gestures that we're ready to receive, and running invites a chase. However, there is no true escape. Everywhere we go, there we are. Love might lead us to others, but fear is the bridge to ourselves. And to our dismay, we suffer. And it might not be our fault, but that doesn't make it any less ours. But it is our ownership and attention that leads us back to nature. And healing follows. By taking responsibility, we discover how seduction tends to bite us when we lack self-love, and that when we lie to ourselves, we are easily misled by others. When we plead, beg, and pray, and receive only silence back, we are finally blessed to hear the voice of our own heart. Opposition is how we are coaxed out. By avoiding reality, we fail to become realized, and we don't see that our failures are knowledge cocooned in pain. Our hope can only find us when we face the truth, and hope is often where our healing begins. Pain can be withdrawal or getting what you wanted. Wait, what's the difference? Pain is deep, ubiquitous, and sacred. It must be. Even the rich, even the psychopathic, even you and me, we know what we share, even if we don't admit it. All of us, we're all drowning in the same sea of ourselves, racking ourselves inside saying, "Why me?" I did. Even though I slowly discovered all the various ways I was lucky. People, well, we're like flowers, and that some of us will only bloom in darkness. Some of us need to show each other who we are, so we know we exist, so we know we're not alone. And some of us are our own pit we are mired in, and any sort of effort to climb out doubles as a spiritual journey, and a type of strength develops that will never atrophy. In never giving up, we find gains in what we used to see as having no value. We shape what was ugly into its opposite. In never giving up, we allow others' support to be possible, which, strangely enough, soon makes success inevitable. Now I know we are electrified ash, swirled into flesh, two states of carbon separated by time and fire. Our spines are stakes of meaning, driven into the ground of being, until all we'll ever be is stone and memory. A chasm splits us, of darkness, of distance, maybe of death. So, this is my bridge to you, coiling in roots inching along the stage of your mind, grasping for the place we might meet. A scream is all I have to offer, one that began as two moans, drawn out and stitched together, and now stretched over decades. A sound swirled into cells. A spell, uttered in ecstasy, honed in agony, to stumble and flicker through your mind at this moment. Once you recognize and admit your wound, walls tumble down. Humbled again, others can get through to offer the balm you need for healing. And sometimes, all that healing needs is hope. Sometimes, all it takes is not to run. Sometimes, all it takes is to know it can be done. And of course, it's easier to be there for others when you've been there. Through the effort of reflection and understanding, our pain can cool. It can harden. It can become something we can hold. Pain can be the lens of self-examination, or even the cause to look within. There, we discover jewels glittering inside of our darkest places. There, we use the subjective lamp to harness the objective fire of love. Admitting this, we discover how to find our way out, or just the reason to leave. Never giving up, we learn how pain is crystallized into something we can carry with us, whether it's a talisman of protection or an astrolabe of our own scars. Either way, it's something we can offer, a gift, and a way to meet one another, a bridge built of frozen pain, that is, pain into crystal.
Whoops.
You have